Since 1999, race fans, this is where the elite meet and every driver from the top guns to the local heroes get a shot at glory at some of America's most brutal dirt tracks. This is where the best of the best in dirt modified racing come to show their mettle. The USMTS presented by Summit Racing Equipment 4 Wide. Lucas Oil Speedway, they're going to come at you one more time. If you're not up on your feet, if you're healthy and able and willing to do so, get up on your feet and make some noise for the stars and cars of the United States Modified Touring Series here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. To the Gorsuch Performance Solutions Green Flag, your Summit Racing Equipment USMTS Modified main event is underway. Hashtag Run 50. We're going after 50 circuits here tonight at the beautiful Diamond of the Dirt tracks here in Wheatland, Missouri, the Lucas Oil Speedway. We're underway. Down the back straight with the 21K of Kyle Brown, and we got one around the 71. It's going to be the Texan, that Harris chassis of Chad Melton, who's going to be around in 1 and 2. We did not get a lap scored. TB, I didn't see what happened on there with the 71 of Melton. I'm not sure if you were able to catch it.
Yeah, I saw him going. I believe unassisted. I'm not 100% on that, but believe that was on his own.
Yeah, my vantage point is kind of obstructed looking directly that way that the speakers are right there, so kind of hard to tell from this vantage point. But tough break nonetheless for the 71 of Chad Melton. Fortunately for him, he was supposed to start 16th. We'll see if he is able to re-inherit that initial starting spot back, or original starting spot. I'm not sure that'll be the case. So yeah.
I would say most likely not, with it being a solo car incident there. But we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do here. But it doesn't look promising.
As I was talking about right before we came to the green flag here, Mullen starts 4th. And like I mentioned, if that car is rolling as any good as it was in the heat or last night, then, man, all these guys might just be up against it tonight. But, hey, that's why we show up to race.
Yeah, and, I'm interested to see. It won't surprise me to see him jump out to the lead here at any point tonight. But you never know. We'll see what that front row has in store.
Absolutely. Kyle Brown certainly determined tonight. He's got some confidence on his behalf, and he's going to look to roll to a USMTS victory tonight. To the Gorsuch Performance Solutions Green Flag, your Summit Racing Equipment USMTS Modified main event is back underway here for the Diamond of Dirt tracks. Who's going to get the advantage off of turn number 2 as they head down the back straightaway on the opening lap? Mullins jumps to 3rd, all over the back of the 21K in the 5 for the race lead. Opening lap, 21K of Brown around the bottom. He's going to drift up to the middle off of 4. The 5 of Solander's going to roll off of 4. Cha-ching, he leads lap number 1 of the Murphy Agriculture. Hodges Farms and Dredging number 5, and we have a few cars around in 3 and 4. It looks like the 3 of Nick Bittinger, the 58X of Gary Christian, and the 71 of Chad Melton driving away from the scene of the crime. We'll get a look here at the FK Rod Ends instant replay. It looked, well, from what I could see on the right-hand side of my screen when it came into the picture, it looked like maybe Trevor Hughes. You can see the right front damage on the 712 for Trevor Hughes. Looked like he got into the left rear quarter of Pursley there, and it kind of stacked the field up, and everybody else just a victim of circumstance. Well, that could have been a lot worse than it was, but unfortunately for last night's 5th place finisher, Trenton Nick Bittinger, his CDR race car looks like he may be headed to the Denny Crane hot pit area. We'll see what happens here.
Looks like he's headed that way right up there, so heads up there, Nick Bittinger coming your way. Jeff Leary looks like going there as well.
Hello, Jeff Leary. Nonetheless, great to see Jeff Leary racing here. Had a much better effort here tonight in qualifying, which certainly made his night flow a lot more efficiently anyway here this evening. So Jeff Leary, we'll see if he goes to the Danny Crane hot pit area and comes back out. As you see, Trevor Hughes is over there. Great drone shot there over the top. You see his 4-time USMTS national champion father, Jason Hughes, who won last night's stock car feature here at the Lucas Oil Speedway, who's down there assisting with the repairs on the right front of that number 12 Hughes chassis. We also interviewed Jason earlier today and talked about him. He also won the stock car race last night. So I said, oh, heck, why not talk to Jason and see what's happening with Jason? So he ended up giving us a pretty entertaining and candid interview, I will tell you. If you guys will have to go back and check that out at Racing Dirt sometime this week.
You know, he's become a pretty good interview over the years.
Yes, he has.
Seems like if you have a question, he's certainly not afraid to answer it. Good to see Bittinger out of the hot pit right there, I guess. We'll see if he's rolling back up here on the racetrack, but he comes out of vantage point there. And they're still working on the 15 of Jeff Leary there with a fresh left front.
Yeah, I'm not going to say or not say whether you may have to put earmuffs on the youngins around you if you listen to Jason Hughes' interview, but he gets carried away. But like you said, he calls it like he sees it. You don't ever have to guess where he stands. So it looks like he's got his son, Trevor Hughes, Grant Younghan's Rookie of the Year contender here in 2025. Looks like Jason's got his head down in there. He's talking to Trevor. They're now looking over the left rear of that Hughes race car. If anybody knows the in and outs and every piece on that race car, it's certainly Jason Hughes, the owner fabricator of Hughes Race Cars. I'd like to be a fly on the wall or in that cockpit and hear that conversation right now.
We do see G-Man as well. G-Man's out of the Danny Crane race engine hot pit as well. So Troy has rejoined the tail of the field there with still some right side damage.
Indeed, good to see that he was able to return, and Jeff Leary as well, the 15G car. So we did get one lap scored, or did we not? I'll have to see here. On the My Race Pass live timing and scoring, it did say we had one scored. We'll have to see here how they line this one up. But Solander did indeed lead. So Solander is your race leader. One lap scored, 49 laps to go of tonight's Summit Racing Equipment USMTS main event. We'll see if Reese Solander or Kyle Brown or Brandon Givens can get their first USMTS win here in 2025. As the G-Style Energy Services caution lights are extinguished, the Gorsuch Performance Solutions green flag is ready to come back out. Bryson Leftwich up in the Foley Equipment flag stand drops the green flag. We're back underway in your USMTS main event. And more corners down here in turns 3 and 4. That's Girolamo along with the 712 of Hughes.
Yeah, and that's just fall out there from a restart that got stacked up there just behind the leaders a little bit.
We'll get a look here at the FK Roddins instant replay, the overhead shot here. Yeah, they kind of got bottled up there right in the middle, and yep. We've seen that story a time or two. Todd Staley will quickly get this field re-racked and restacked, and tell you what, Trenton, real quick before we go back to the green, that B-Mod race we were just treated to a moment ago, Trevor Drake got the win. Really, really good race. He and Gilmore photo finished. The racetrack appears to be in really, really nice shape here.
Yeah, it does. Boy, Gilmore went to work right up on the top side, made it super interesting right there at the end, and cool to see Trevor get that win. Trevor's a good kid, an engineer by trade, put himself through school up at Rolla.
Back on our way here with the 5 of Solander, the Emporia Kansas Hot Shoe, going to lead us back to the green flag into turn number 1. Solander's going to roll the bottom, slides up to the middle off of exit. They're 1 by 2 by 2 all the way through the tail. 21K going to look to dispose of the 10 of Givens and roll his way back to second and shake himself free here to dial up the crosshairs and your race leader. The exit corner number 4 back down the front of Main Street into turn number 1. The 5 of Solander's going to lead. Searching the moisture right around the bottom, drifting up top shelf on exit. Solander's got a really good line here early on working for the Skyrocket chassis number 5. Here comes the Harris Auto Group, number 21K, Madrid, Iowa's Kyle Brown, rolling right to the center. I mean, this racetrack is phenomenal right now. Here comes Mullins, going to take a dive down to the bottom, and he'll slide across the nose of the 21K. How do you like me now? A power move by Tanner Mullins across the nose of Kyle Brown. Quickly relegates Brown back to 4th here, as Givens also going to get by and move himself to 3rd. Sean Gaddis moves himself into the 5th spot. The Diana Texas Racer, and that Big Texas Auto Parts Transmissions Unlimited, Danny Crane powered MB Custom Race Cars. Number 7 car is certainly rolling here tonight. I'm sure his father, Kenny Gaddis, is watching live tonight on RacingDirt.com as they roll into turn number 3. Good race battles all over the speedway right now from the front to the back and all parts in between. Givens now looking to size up the 21 car for the 3rd spot as they roll back into 1 and 2. And the G-Style Energy Services caution lights blink on for the 3rd time in this 50-lap USMTS main event, this time for the 55 of A.J. Hoff. And it looks like the 71 of Melton involved in his 3rd caution in this race. Boy, Melton's having some tough luck here in this 50-lapper tonight. So the damage doesn't look too significant on the right side of the Ellingson-sponsored number 55 of A.J. Hoff. So 5 laps scored, 45 laps remaining. This 50-lapper here at the Diamond of the Dirt Tracks, and the 5 of Reese Solander looking to punch his ticket to USMTS victory lane for the first time in his career. Had that awesome performance here on the Thursday night this year at the King of America Modified Nationals. Went up there, battled with Cade Dillard for the win, and boy, he's sitting in the catbird seat right now, Trenton.
You know, I was taking a look back through some of his previous seasons, and not 100%, it was a quick search, but I don't show him with a win here at Lucas Oil Speedway. You know, throughout the majority of Reese's career so far, Humboldt Speedway, 81 Speedway, Lakeside here, these are some of the tracks where he's really raced a whole lot and become accustomed to learning the racecraft that's propelled him out front right now. But I do not show him ever visiting Victory Lane here at Lucas Oil Speedway, at least not in the past 5 years.
Yeah, and his lone victory this year is actually an IMCA-sanctioned modified win back on June the 21st at Salina Speedway, so pretty interesting there. So Solander's going to be your race leader, and I tell you, this restart right here, it can make or break you. We know as good as Tanner Mullins has been here in 2025. Won here last night, got to second, got away from Brown in the 10B of Givens. This restart right here, I know we still got 45 laps to go, but this could be everything for the 5 of Solander. Needs to keep the O2 at bay. So Mullins will be second on the restart with Kyle Brown third. Brandon Givens sits fourth. Sean Gaddis having a great run here tonight, Trenton. Sean Gaddis currently sitting in the 5th spot, car number 7.
Yeah, that certainly has to be one to keep your eye on right there, as he parlayed his heat race success earlier tonight into a great starting spot right there, right behind the 10 of Brandon Givens. And wish Sean Gaddis all the best here as he gets ready to roll. We need some laps here. You know what I'm saying? Let's knock off 20, 30 laps right here. Really see this race come into focus and figure out who's going to be good here tonight.
I'm with it. Just something to note, Tyler Wolf's already passed 4 cars. He's come from 14th to 10th early on. Kyle Strickler has advanced 3 positions as well early on in this one. He currently sits 7th. The Gorsuch Performance Solutions green flag is back out, and we're backing away, and Mullins got a really good restart into turn number 1. Rolling into 1. The 5 of Solander going to drift up to the top, take the line away from the O2. He will not. Around the outside comes Tanner Mullins. He'll fire around the outside. Tanner Mullins around the outside of the 5. He'll take the race lead. Solander's going to battle back around the bottom. They're 3 wide momentarily for the top spot off of 4. Here comes Kyle Brown in 21K. Kyle Brown from downtown Madrid, Iowa, rolling down to the inside of the 5 of Solander. He's going to roll to second now down the back straightaway, but my goodness gracious, they have allowed the O2 of Mullins to get back up front in clean air, and it's going to be a tough road to hoe to get back to the O2 of Mullins, but this thing is far, far from over. We mentioned Strickler. Strickler started 8th. He's up to 4th here on the restart. He's picked up a few more spots. The hot side tickling the outside of the Diamond of the Dirt Tracks down the back straightaway. Strickler up to 4th in the CDR Race Cars Jarovitz Motorsports number 8. He's going to drop down to the bottom of the inside of the 21K this time. He'll take a quick sneak and a peek. That's bringing along the 7 of Sean Gaddis in tow as well. Sean Gaddis has a rocket ship tonight here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Continues to be a very well-prepared racetrack tonight. Very fast racetrack. She's pretty juiced up as all of a sudden the 5 of Reese Solander has redialed the crosshairs, and he is looking to reel in the O2 of Tanner Mullins for the race lead. Rolling back into 1. 0.681 the differential between your first 1 and 2 runners right now as they roll down the back boulevard. Reese Solander running about a half a lane higher on entry than the O2 of Mullins is. Will it pay dividends for him? We're about to find out. Let's see. Chops it down from, well, actually the O2 of Mullins extends it that lap by a couple of thousandths. It looked like the 5 car was passing the eyeball test. Top 3 cars separated by the same distance right now as Kyle Brown trying to reel back in the 5 of Solander. Solander had a slip of the grip right there in the middle of turns 3 and 4. And Kyle Strickler now all of a sudden reeling in that lead trio. Stick a fork in the 71 of Chad Melton. He's DONE for the night. 71 of Chad Melton is done. He exits stage right. And he's done for this USMTS main event. So I'd say the top 10 is all migrated to the top shelf of the Lucas Oil Speedway here as we score lap number 12 into the history books. And this one, 38 laps to go of this 50-lap affair here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Reese Solander changed his lineup down there in 1 and 2, looking to search the moisture, trying to find anything, just searching the real estate to get a run on the back deck lid of the O2 of Tanner Mullins for the race lead. Mullins just too strong, too tough to tame early on in this one, scoring lap number 13 that time by underneath the Foley Equipment flag stand. And I'll tell you what, the 5 of Solander looking to keep him honest. Good side-by-side battle for third as they enter turn number 3. Here comes Kyle Strickler. Kyle Strickler catfishing at the bottom of the Mississippi as they exit corner number 4. Good race underneath the Fully Equipment flag stand. Strickler got the left side. KK704 is down to that moisture strip. Look out, Kyle Brown slipped up. Brown's going to slip up, allow Strickler to take sole command to third, but the 21K battles back into turn number 3. Strickler sees it there. He'll slide up. He'll take the line away from Kyle Brown. Move Strickler up to third now, but not by much underneath the flag stand as they roll back into 1. Good race here for the third spot. One slider deserves another. Strickler slid the 21K over there in 3 and 4. 21K gave it back in 1 and 2. So Strickler dials him up another one here in 3 and 4. Cross the nose of the 21K. He likes it. He loves it. And the 21K says, I want some more of it. See what happens as they hustle back into 1 and 2. Solander has been keeping the O2 of Mullins honest. When we get into lap traffic, this thing should get interesting. Just a matter of time before we get into lap traffic, as Troy Girolamo is going to be the first victim to get disposed of here by Tanner Mullins. Scoring lap number 18 into the history books, this time by 32 laps to go. Lap traffic business decision is going to be made here. Mullins has not budged off the top shelf since the drop of the initial green flag here in this one. Sooner than later, he'll have to make some business decisions because lap traffic running multiple lanes wide up in front. He'll have, I would say, 6 or 7 more laps it'll take for him to reach that tail end of lap traffic. And oftentimes, you want to be the driver sitting in second so you can pick and choose based off where the leader does or does not go in lap traffic. And right now, that 5-car of Reese Solander would be in the catbird seat if we start racing feverishly through lap traffic. And Kyle Strickler rising to the occasion here as Trevor Hughes is slowing up off the pace over there at the top of 2. And that's going to draw the G-Style Energy Services caution. Trenton, real quick, I heard last night Bobby Williams talked about in that race day Q&A today about how he kind of snuck some spots on that choose cone last night. And then he picked the line that he really wanted late, but that's how he ended up snaking a couple of spots there last night for Bobby Williams.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting to hear that. You know, we've seen that from time to time. I will tell you, though, Zach, watching this for the season, the majority of the restarts, everybody kind of falls in line, it seems like, but worked out to his benefit last night.
Indeed it did. We're about to find out who's going to get the job done here in this one. 19 score, 31 laps to go as we roll back to the Gorsuch Performance Solutions green flag. We're back underway in your Summit Racing Equipment USMTS main event. Mullins going to roll the bottom, search the moisture. He punches his ticket off the 2 and heads down the back straightaway with the race lead. Solander flanks himself to the outside of the 8 of Strickler. Strickler around the bottom. Strickler's going to think about a slider. He'll keep it on the bottom. He'll leave the lane to the outside of the 5 or Willie. He won't need to. He'll roll right to second here on the restart. Move the 8-car, Kyle Strickler, up to second. Remember, Cade Dillard won the King of America Modified Nationals here several months ago in his CDR race car. You got to think that he and Strickler have been on the phone exchanging some notes. Of course, Nick Bittiger told us he and Cade Dillard have been talking quite a bit today, and he had been talking with Cade to see what they could do to get him in victory lane tonight. As the 8-car, he's got a rocket ship here this evening. That CDR race car looking to hunt down the Mullins chassis. 0-2 of Tanner Mullins for the race lead. We got a good one brewing here. Strickler going to change his lineup here through 3 and off of 4. Kyle Strickler getting his CDR race car wound up onto the top shelf of the Lucas Oil Speedway. Rolling back into 1. Strickler shows his nose for the first time in this main event. Down to the inside of your race leader, Tanner Mullins for the race lead. He'll follow the tire tracks into turn number 3. He'll enter about a lane higher. Will Strickler here through 3 and off of 4. Bulletproof tees dual view on screen here on RacingDirt.com. Mullins going to change his line just a little bit. He'll search the moisture down on the bottom. Strickler takes the high road this time. I promise you folks, not missing anything here on your screen. The best battle right now on the racetrack, certainly about to be for the race lead. Here comes Kyle Strickler down to the bottom, looking to size him up off of 4. Strickler back down to the bottom of the inside of the O2 of Mullins once again. Mullins just too tough to tame as he carries the tune around the outside of the racetrack. Got all the momentum wound up, that Mullins-powered Mullins chassis as he exits 4 this time, scoring lap number 25 halfway into this one. The other half to go yet. Rodney Sanders rising to the occasion. Down to the inside of the 21K of Kyle Brown here as Sanders rolls his way to the 5th spot now. Jim Chisholm, the reigning USMTS national champion, down to the inside of Solander, trying to move his way inside of the top 3. That's a good battle right here. Rolling off of 2 down the back straightaway with a 5 of Reese Solander. Still continues to rail the top here. The 24C of Jim Chisholm. Still rolling right through the center of the Lucas Oil Speedway. Just not able to muster up enough to squirt by to go to the 3rd spot as he roll back into 1 and 2. The longer this green flag run has went on, scoring lap number 29 into the books this time by as we exit corner number 4. The O2 of Mullins has gotten away. The last time by 7/10 was the advantage up front. He stretched it out to 1.225 seconds up front that time for the O2 of Mullins. As the 5 of Solander has gotten away from the 24C of Jim Chisholm, now just swung out a little high, wide, and handsome off the exit of 2 as Chisholm looking to pick his pocket as they roll through the middle of turns 3 and 4 this time. Rodney Sanders now with a run to the back deck lid of the 24C of Chisholm as we work lap number 30 this time with 20 laps to go here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. Night number 2 of the Slick Miss Show Me Shootout here from the Lucas Oil Speedway, and it's all Tanner Mullins all the time, looking to do what Jim Chisholm did here last year, swept the weekend. His team is getting ready to pull the broom out. We'll see what happens in lap traffic. Will we get into a heavy set of lap traffic? He's going to swing out your race leader. Mullins nearly contacts the wall off of 2. Strickler follows him right into it as they roll into 3. Strickler going to close the gap this time as they exit 4. Good race about to potentially be brewing here for the top spot once again. Kyle Strickler trying to run down Tanner Mullins once again for the race lead. Lap traffic up in front for the O2 of Tanner Mullins with which to contend with. We'll see what happens. He'll have Terry Phillips up in front of him as well as they exit 4. Strickler there. He cut it down to 1.2, down to 0.8, down to 0.6 this time. 0.673 to be exact. Working lap 33 this time. Down the back straightaway, Tanner Mullins gets around Girolamo. Strickler now to the outside of Girolamo as they roll through 3. And off of 4 this time, the O2 peeks around the outside of the 75 of TP and puts him down a circuit. Strickler still rolling the top off of turn number 2, trying to get a run. He'll get around the 75 of Phillips. A lot like last night, almost same song, just different dance here. Last night, Tyler Davis and the 4W of Tyler Wolf, every time they'd get a run on the O2 of Tanner Mullins, he'd start to stretch it out once again through lap traffic. He kept the field at bay by about the same distance he has the 8 of Strickler right now. Same deal last night. And the O2 of Mullins just appears he's got the baddest hot rod of the bunch once again here on this Saturday night special. Scoring lap 36 into the books that time by with 14 laps to go. Strickler, closest shot he's had just yet that last time by. He'll roll the top once again over here, entering turns 3 and 4. He'll put the right rear American Racer up on the lip, exiting corner number 4, puts the foot through the firewall, trying to reel in the O2 of Mullins. He'll dive down to the bottom once again. Mullins has to know he's there now. Down to the inside for the race lead. Nothing doing just yet. Jim Chisholm looking to rise to the occasion here. Jim Chisholm reeling in the lead duo as we exit corner number 4, down the front boulevard, back into 1 with 12 laps to go. 12 to go here. Kyle Strickler trying to rise to the occasion and pull a rabbit out of the proverbial hat. Rolling back into 3. Not heavy lap traffic, but there will be some lap traffic as here comes Strickler for the race lead. Kyle Strickler down to the inside for the top spot. As Terry Phillips is done, stick a fork in the 75. He just pulled the 75 down to the infield. Will not affect this race. The 24C of Jim Chisholm now sizing up the 8 of Strickler for second. This thing is about to be heating up for the race lead as we roll back into turn number 3. We got a good one brewing here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks off of turn number 4. Here comes Strickler for the race lead. Rolling down to the moisture strip once again for the top spot. The O2 of Mullins around the top shelf of the racetrack, down the back straightaway, dead even at the midpoint of the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Kyle Strickler is going to throw a slide job across the nose for the top spot. How do you like me now off of turn number 4? Kyle Strickler to the race lead here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. With 9 laps to go here at Lucas Oil Speedway, and we got a good one brewing here tonight. The O2 of Tanner Mullins trying to get back the spot in which he lost. Down the back straightaway, he rolls back into turn number 3. He had been the hunted all weekend long, and all of a sudden the shoe is on the other foot, and Tanner Mullins is now the hunter. They roll off of 4, back into turn number 1. It's heating up for the race lead here at the Lucas Oil Speedway, your Summit Racing Equipment USMTS main event. Jim Chisholm, the reigning national champion, down to the inside of Mullins now. Good race for second, but Kyle Strickler used patience here tonight. And boy, he used it at the right opportune time and slid the O2 of Mullins. He's going to get bottled up here behind the 15G of Larry. Look out, Strickler. Here comes Chisholm now. Keep in mind, the 15G of Larry in a Skyrocket chassis, of course. Good friends with Chisholm for what it's worth. Not sure if that plays a factor here as we race off of 4, as we race down the boulevard. Good race tightening the top three here. The lead trio through lap traffic. Strickler trying to get around Jeff Larry. Not able to do it just yet. Down the back straightaway. Jeff Larry racing Kyle Strickler hard. Strickler will clear him into turn number 3. Strickler drifts up to the top shelf here off of turn number 4, racing feverishly through lap traffic with Jim Chisholm in hot pursuit. 5 laps to go as they roll into 1. Chisholm trying to keep the 8 car within striking distance here as we work the laps down here in the waning stages of this USMTS main event here at Lucas. Strickler still railing the top right here off of 4. Chisholm is there. Chisholm looking to pull a rabbit out of the hat. 4 laps to go, 46 lap score to this 50-lapper here tonight. Now Rodney Sanders down to the inside of the O2 of Mullins. Mullins may have used this stuff up a little early here, as the O2 car fading just a little bit late, as we've got 3 laps to go. Strickler at the midpoint of the back straightaway is going to roll into turn number 3 with the race lead. It's going to be 2 laps to go this time by for the high side tickler, who has railed the top en route to the top shelf. Will it result in victory here tonight? The 24C of Jim Chisholm looking to spoil the party. Swept the weekend here at the Slick Miss Show Me shootout a year ago. Has not been victorious yet this weekend. Sitting on the podium right now, he needs to get 1 spot better to make it to victory lane as we exit 4 as the Ho Chi Town Saloon last call is out for your Summit Racing Equipment USMTS main event. Kyle Strickler in the 1, driving that CDR race car, Jervitz Motorsports. Number 8 car as he rolls down the back straightaway for the final time in the turn number 3. Boy, he needed this one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He will have turned the tide here tonight off of 4. Night number 2, Slick Miss Show Me shootout winner goes to the high side tickler. Kyle Strickler, your winner in 8. Kyle Strickler gets a well-earned and a hard-fought victory here tonight in Wheatland, Missouri at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Jim Chisholm finishes in 2nd tonight. A great drive for Jim Chisholm. Started 7th, comes home 2nd. And how about Rodney Sanders from 23rd to 3rd here tonight? Tyler Wolf also goes 14th to 4th here this evening. Of course, Tanner Mullins will finish this one inside of the top 5 in the 4th spot. That was a really, really good race there in the waning stages. And Kyle Strickler gets it done here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway.